Hi, this is DEDMan. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one.
I need more power. I need to protect Yonah.
Don't ask me why, but I love the single vocal tone when you start the game. Something about the sudden sound cutting through the silence is a beautiful design. Something I always love is great sound design, and Replicant has that in spades. Your loading screens are from Yonah's diary. I found the bars on the top and bottom strange when I first started playing, but then I realized it makes things a bit more cinematic. Plus, it's the same thing I do, making a background so the subtitles are easier to see.
Goddamn book.
Rude, although considering what the book is, I can't actually dock points for it. The enemies of NieR Replicant are one of the most unique enemies I've ever seen in gaming, and they live up to their name of Shade.
Don't touch that book. Not ever. Got it?
Fun fact about Grimoire NieR is a bunch of copies were made of him by scientists, resulting in people using his power, and in turn, most of the world's population turned to Gestalts. Wait, that's not fun at all. Makes the fucked up experiments Vault-Tec did seem like child's play now. Another fun fact is the ruined world of NieR is the direct result of one of the joke endings of Drakengard, one of Yoko Taro's other series. Neg, I'm pulling you off of research duty. None of these facts are fun, they're all depressing.
Well, you've played the games. Can you honestly say they aren't depressing?
Okay, you have a point.
Damn, how many of these things are there? They just keep coming! I won't let you lay a finger on Yonah!
Listening to the desperation in his voice, NieR will do anything to protect his sister Yonah, even beat these shades with a lead pipe and not a proper weapon. When we are opened up to later routes, this opening gets more and more tragic. I'm going to talk quite a bit about it between the two NieR games, but I love Yoko Taro's storytelling.
I need more power. I need to protect Yonah.
After getting his shit kicked in, NieR got the bright idea to touch the obviously evil book. Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing for some sick spells.
Stay away from my sister.
So as a result of America/Japan's relations not being as concrete as they are now when porting this game over originally, instead of using Brother NieR, they made Father NieR, which doesn't change a whole lot aside from a few scenes having different context behind them.
Stay away from my daughter!
I love when games give you a power trip at the start to show what you're going to be capable of in the future. Executing your finishers by hitting a specific weak spot faster than the timer can count down is a fun way to finish off bosses. Also, on a slightly creepy note, you level up by your floating book companion absorbing the blood of your enemies. It's metal as fuck if you ask me.
Oh no. I'm sorry, I dropped the cookie. I didn't mean to.
Yonah? Why did you?
You've always been the one helping me. So I just wanted to...
No. Yonah! Yonah! We need help. Please, somebody, we need help! Help us!
This scene is honestly heartbreaking, with Yonah succumbing to her sickness and touching Grimoire NieR, becoming Gestalt in the process, and just... it's too much. NieR's voice actor, Zach Aguilar, also sells the pain in his voice from losing his sister. I love how emotional and character-driven this game is. The writing is just peak.
What? What the fuck?
Alright, I'm heading out.
Confused about why NieR and Yonah are here when they were there 1,412 years ago? Well, you gotta beat the game a couple of times to figure that out. I will say, though, it's definitely worth it, and I absolutely love this kind of storytelling.
Thanks, Popola, for everything.
What's this all about?
Just the way you and the other villagers always take care of us. We really appreciate it, is all.
Think nothing of it. People need to look out for each other, right?
Gratitude.
I just thought I'd see if the library had any books about how to cure my sickness.
There's another layer of tragedy to this. Because Yonah, the original one, was sick when she went Gestalt, this Yonah is always destined to be sick. I love how Song of the Ancients is diegetic in the village, with the vocal parts coming in only when you're in proximity to Devila.
Give my sister back!
Damn, have you ever been so desperate to save your sister that you gotta beat up a book?
For the love of all that is holy, would you please stop pounding me?
Hey, phrasing!
This is why I loathe dealing with people.
I think Weiss is my spirit animal. Book. After Weiss joins your party, your pause menu turns into a book you can look through that chronicles your adventures.
I am Grimoire Weiss. My very name brings kingdoms to their knees.
Liam O'Brien voices Weiss, and you can tell he had fun with the role the way he hams up his performance.
You should not have turned your blades on me, foul creatures. With a single word, I, Grimoire Weiss, can shatter the very universe itself. Now, prepare to...
Oh, dear?
It seems that the frantic bludgeoning you gave me earlier has caused my memory to escape me.
Are you for real?
Bloody sounds are words, and words are power.
Weiss having a static filter over his voice is a great way of showing him booting up after a long slumber and clobbering. Keiichi Okabe is basically tied for my favorite composer with Yoko Shimomura because holy hell he knows how to make a scene with music. Every track is perfectly placed and paced. The music varies from blood-pumping battle music to mellow melodies, and that range is simply fantastic and cannot be ignored. When finishing off boss battles, you basically get to cast a super spell, and while it's awesome looking, it's also hella powerful.
Brutal.
I tried. I really did. But I couldn't find a lunar tear. And I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make you rich and get rid of this disease.
Aw, how can you be mad at her? She was just trying to help.
There's this terrible black book that shows up and starts spreading disease all over the place. But then this white book appears and saves the world and everyone's happy. You know how it goes.
Spoilers?
I must say, that Song of the Ancients is a rather catchy number. I can see why the bards kept it alive through the eons.
Yeah, it's a real toe tapper. Wait, do you even have toes?
I really like the idea of inscribing magic words on your weapons to give them additional power.
Weiss, why's that lady in her underwear?
Something we all wondered that has a pretty logical explanation. Kaine is intersex and felt more comfortable as a woman, so she went to the extreme in battles in lingerie. Also, I feel like Kaine's response to that would be, because fuck you, that's why.
Die! Die, die, die! I'm gonna pull out your teeth and cram them up your ass!
That woman's mouth is as fierce as her swordwork.
That is honestly one of the reasons I love Kaine so much. She's got such a foul mouth and doesn't pretend to be anything she's not. Saving the dumbass kid that looked at your flowers?
Thanks?
Gratitude.
How dare you make me hunt down goats?
They're not goats, they're sheep.
What is the difference?
They're totally different. The white fluffy ones are sheep, and the scrawny hairy ones are goats.
Zoology lessons.
You ever wish you could just warp back to the client after you get their stuff?
Warp?
Yeah, it's apparently a kind of magic that can zap you to faraway places in an instant.
Ah, that one. Well, I would stay away from such devilry were I you, lad.
How come?
Because all of the sages who attempted said spell were reduced to mincemeat when they struck obstacles in their path.
Wow. All right then, walking it is.
That's one way of explaining why you got to backtrack to your client.
You can't possibly believe their mother managed to fight her way down here. Or, for that matter, that she has been collecting scrap metal for a solid week. Open your eyes, lad. The woman is clearly...
She's alive. Miracles don't happen if you don't believe in them, okay?
As dumb as it may seem to Weiss, NieR knows what it's like to be without a mother, so even on the small chance that she's alive, he has to look for her for the sake of the brothers. This giant head and hands are inspired by one of the best bosses in Wind Waker.
Don't let yourself be crushed!
Oh, you think?
With tossing bombs into the mouth, that makes 2 Zelda references in one fight.
It's a woman. And she's dead.
I fear we have discovered the delinquent mother.
So who's this other person?
It's a male.
This bag has nice clothes in it. And money, too. Why would she bring this stuff here?
It would seem she abandoned her children to seek comfort in the arms of a swain.
Oh, that's awful.
So much for miracles. Instead, we have discovered the worst possible truth. What will you tell the children?
That, among many other moments, sparks the question of humanity and what's the right thing to do in this wonderful series. Do you tell the boys the honest truth, or do you mislead them to spare their feelings?
How can you just ignore an old woman in need? Oh, I weep for this generation. The children of this age are nothing but selfish, heartless cads.
Elder shaming.
You're finding it difficult to nitpick things, aren't you?
There are a few things I have to say, but I'll wait for later.
Oh, the pain!
What's wrong? Is everything okay?
My illness has returned. It must have been the shock of seeing this rude, floating book.
Barbara Goodson did a great and hilarious job of hamming up the part as the lighthouse lady.
Why, you insolent crone! How dare you address me like some common paperback?
Rot in hell, you fucking asshole!
Did you just say what I think you said?
I'll tear out your goddamn eyes and piss in the sockets!
Good sweet lord! I have never heard such a thing.
Kaine's potty mouth paired with NieR's innocence and Weiss's shock is always hilarious.
Get out, half-breed. You brought these shades here. We don't want you. Just leave us in peace.
Not the friendliest town in the world, is it?
That adds extra layers to Kaine's life even before we get her backstory. She's desperately trying to help the people of the area, even though they hate her for what she is. Kaine is still living for her grandmother, who wouldn't want Kaine to be unkind in return. A small detail I love when charging up spells, time actually slows down around you, giving you time to react to keep your charge going, as well as making things appropriately cinematic. The sound of gaining EXP is incredibly unique, and I love it.
It's great to have you on our side, Kaine.
Oh my god, shut up.
Come, Kaine. Come to your grandma's side. You've been lonely for so long. So much pain, so much despair. Why go on living anymore? Kaine?
Is that it?
Hmm?
Are you finished yet?
Don't speak to your grandma like...
You're going to stop talking now. And then I'm going to slowly walk over to you, cram my hand inside your goddamn bitch-ass chest, and pull out your fucking heart! My grandmother would never say that. She'd never tell me to give up on life. Never! I've spent my entire life searching for a way to avenge her death. She gave me the strength to deal with this goddamn mutant body. Do you know how long I've been like this? How much I loathe myself?
Kaine's anger is completely justified. Hook used the only thing that humanized Kaine and told her to kill herself. It killed her grandmother years ago and is now taunting Kaine. Of course she's gonna get pissed. Also, holy shit, when she gets mad, she gets mad. The song playing called Grandma is amazing. Instead of this big swelling orchestra, it's instead a somber melody representing Kaine's sorrow over her grandmother dying, and Hook being the one responsible, with Kaine trying to avenge her grandmother once and for all. Yeah, the sealed verse finishers are always epic.
I think she intends to perish where she lies. And in truth, perhaps death is the greatest comfort we can offer her.
That's not your decision. You don't get to decide who lives and who dies. She's alive. She has meaning and worth, and we're going to save her. Everyone has something to live for. Even Kaine. Even Yonah.
Perhaps you should save your pretty words for her instead of wasting them on me.
NieR is so dang pure of heart. I love how he barely knows Kaine, but wants her to continue living on and not let some dumb book assume he knows what's best for her.
Grandma, can I rest now? I'm so tired.
Kaine, over here! Don't give up! You're stronger than that! Don't you dare give up now!
This woman is more trouble than she's worth.
That's it! Come on! You're going to live, Kaine!
Live. What for?
What?
I had my revenge, and now it's over.
Even if Kaine is ready to give up, NieR isn't. He's such a kind soul, he would share her sorrows so she wouldn't bear them alone. He also knows there's more to being alive and living than just revenge.
Oh, now see here, this is rich.
Weiss?
We helped you in some mad quest for vengeance, and now you think to bid us adieu? How can a fighter so skilled be cursed with such a thick head? A true warrior would fight. They would give all in the service of their friends.
Friends?
That's right. He's right. Kaine, we're friends now.
See here, that was hardly the point.
Okay, then what is the point?
That's not where Weiss is going with it, but he's right. You can't just take down a big-ass monster without becoming friends in the process.
Kaine, we need your help. Will you fight with us?
Fool, you cannot simply ask her outright. There is a proper order to these matters. One must ease into the topic with carefully considered words before commencing negotiations.
I mean, being direct is the best policy. Also, knowing Kaine, she probably appreciates that more than going through Weiss's 15-step plans for making friends.
Book! How dare you! I am Grimoire Weiss, wielder of arcane...
Weiss, then.
Do not abbreviate my name.
Weiss getting angry about everyone shorthanding his name is never not funny. That also has a pretty good payoff for later. I love when games have such an impact they bleed into other games in the series. For example, NieR being able to wear 9S's outfit from Automata since this game is a remaster/remake. The city of Facade is a beautiful desert town and it even has a gondola system. For sand.
A while back, I saved a local kid from a pack of wolves. Ever since, this town's welcomed me with open arms. Gotta be a pretty screwed up place if they let me in, huh?
That explains why the guards were excited to see Kaine. Also, Kaine's self-deprecating humor shows that even though they're friends now, she still doesn't fully trust NieR.
Slow down, I can barely... The person who saved me... Surely you don't mean Kaine. Kaine helps you. This foul-mouthed hussy...
Piss off, book.
I love the bickering between Kaine and Weiss. It's always hilarious, especially with Weiss's go-to insult being hussy.
That rule only forbids your people from entering the temple, right? So why not ask an outsider to save your prince?
Oh, and what luck. We just happen to have an outsider who can't stop meddling in the affairs of others right here.
Man, I hate being covered in sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
God damn it! This shit's starting to piss me off!
Kaine!
What in the... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Let me go! Let me... Ugh. I'm gonna kill you when I get out of here!
I assume we'll have to find her as well.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill the shit out of you! Now hold still and die already!
Legend of Zelda reference.
カイザム・デサラというと、シアトとウサトチ、ウレシグ、ツグ、コスキ、サオサラエオ、シエテキッタ、ペルア、カイザンアサキ、カエ、サラトアヤーリ、アトルル。
The prince goes above and beyond to show he's not a spoiled brat, but rather a true successor to the throne. And by risking his life for the mask that's emblematic of being the king, I'd say he deserves it.
We came across an old song that says if we find them all, we can cure the Black Scrawl.
And yes, we are well aware that refrains penned by minstrels half in their cups are hardly a reliable source of information.
True, but it's better than nothing.
Hey, I'll believe anything if there's even a sliver of hope it could help me save Yonah. And I'll collect verses, orbs, crystals, magic goat meat, whatever.
Loyalty.
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm hunting sealed verses.
I've been there. Sometimes you work so hard you can't escape your job, even while you sleep.
Ingredients for a home-cooked meal.
Is there something you want to say?
Oh, no, nothing at all.
Look, I know Yonah's not a 4-star chef or anything, but she puts her heart into it. Only a real jerk wouldn't appreciate the effort. What kind of brother do you think I am?
NieR continues proving why he's the best. Even if he wouldn't enjoy the meal his sister makes, he knows it makes her happy cooking for him, so he just bears it.
Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Breaking the fourth wall with Weiss arguing with the narrator is amazing. Honestly, the whole forest section in part 1 is weird, but this sells it for me. Since time is essentially stopped while in the manor, there's a dusty overlay on the screen and a neutral color tone throughout. These are very excellent ways of visually telling us about the place before anything is ever said. It makes the place unsettling at first, then tragic later when you find out what's been going on.
What's this? The picture has changed.
I thought this was a JRPG, not a horror game! Emil channeling his inner Medusa and petrifying enemies is an incredibly useful ability.
Would you all please just shut the hell up?
What?
I'm just saying, if you bastards want to have a goddamn civilized discussion on the merits of bravery and sacrifice, we can do it later!
Kaine has a point. Mid-battle is not a particularly good time for discussing such things.
Your eyes are not a sin. Don't ever be ashamed of them. They're a vital part of you. Do you understand?
Kaine showing one of her softer moments by reassuring Emil that he shouldn't be ashamed of who he is touching. She knows what it's like to grow up hating herself and wouldn't wish that on anyone else. Kaine is a fantastic performance by Laura Bailey, being able to channel her softer side, as well as the foul-mouthed berserker. Brutal!
Okay, that's not good.
You guys having a good time? Huh?
Kaine to the rescue like a superhero, and is she smiling?
Keep hitting it! At some point, it's gotta start working!
Is she trying to raise our morale, or is she honestly that insane?
Either one works for me.
You're gonna die today, shithog!
Shit. Oh, come now, that's not even a real word.
That's a made-up word.
What word's made up?
dear God.
Yonah!
That's no good on 2 levels. First off, that bastard has Yonah. Second, the Shadow Lord looks very similar to NieR. I wonder if that will ever come up again.
Weiss! You dumbass!
Kaine.
Start making sense, you rotten book, or you're gonna be sorry! Maybe I'll rip your pages out one by one, or maybe I'll put you in the goddamn furnace! How can someone with such a big smart brain get hypnotized like a little bitch, huh? Oh, Shadow Lord, I love you, Shadow Lord! Come over here and give Weiss a big sloppy kiss, Shadow Lord! Now pull your head out of your goddamn ass and start fucking helping us!
Kaine's particular brand of pep talk is just delightful.
We grimoires exist to create in this world a new and just paradise. We must unite. The world demands it.
Some of the mystery of what's going on is sprinkled in here along with DC Douglas's stellar performance.
Black. White. Black. White.
Fun fact is Weiss is German for white and Noir is French for black. Appropriate for the white and black books of Project Gestalt.
Good to see you, Kaine. Although I don't think anyone has ever accused me of being a little bitch before.
We must unite. We must become as one.
I don't like you, and I want nothing to do with you. Besides, I have my companions.
You're back!
Of course, they're weak, and they whine when I leave.
Weiss!
It's almost too much trouble, but they are my friends. I shall fight by their side, now and forever.
Weiss, thanks.
Friendship speeches always get a win.
The fight's over. And I think we lost.
That's a nice expectation subversion. The hero always wins. Right?
I want you to petrify me. You can use me to keep this thing locked away down there.
Self-sacrifice.
No more crying, okay? Grow strong. Never lose hope. Weiss.
Spare me the goodbye, hussy. I imagine it will take more than this to kill you.
I doubt it.
A heartfelt and sincere goodbye is win-worthy, even if it's temporary. NieR comes in like a superhero.
Don't let your guard down. I guess that was a tad obvious.
NieR is a badass, and now he can wield greatswords.
It's been 5 years since they took my sister. I spent every waking moment searching for her, but all I found is heartache and despair. This world is winding down. Between the Shades and the Black Scrawl, there won't be anyone left soon. My life now, and my purpose, is hunting Shades. Someday I'll find a clue that will lead me to the Shadow Lord. I believe that. I have to.
It hurts to hear how much NieR went from a sweet boy to a jaded and bitter adult.
But you haven't changed a bit, Popola. What's your secret?
Oh, nothing much. Just this little skin cream called I'm actually an android helping manipulate all the events ever.
I remember now. I remember everything. We used to be humans. Normal humans. Just a bunch of regular human kids like you'd see anywhere. And then, we came here. They wanted to turn us into weapons. So they used magic to perform terrible experiments on us. Eventually they succeeded. They managed to create a perfect weapon. The name of that weapon was Number 6. But soon they lost control of Number 6, and the experiment was deemed a failure. They had to create a weapon that could petrify Number 6 and seal it away. So they created me. I'm Number 7. I'm a weapon.
Weapon or no weapon, you're still a meal to us.
Emil remembering his past, as well as realizing he's a weapon, is just tragic. The way Yoko Taro writes his characters is perfect, as they all have their own issues to overcome, and are more relatable for it. Also, friendship.
First, you have to promise me something.
Hmm?
If my sister somehow manages to swallow me up, if my original self becomes lost, I'm afraid I may try to hurt all of you. And if that happens...
No, wait!
Then I want you to kill me.
Emil is so brave. He is willing to sacrifice himself in an attempt to cure Kaine's petrification, which also means he'll have to put an end to his sister.
Welcome back, Emil. You've been through a lot.
But my body... I can't stand to be with you when I look like this.
What'd I tell you? We're here for you, no matter what.
Emil, understandably, is horrified by his appearance, but what I love most is even though NieR has been hardened by the last 5 years, he still loves his friends no matter what, and does what he can to comfort Emil. Emil is a selfless, loving person and deserves love in return.
Can you see my face?
You look just like I thought you would. You look really cool.
Even if it's something small, Emil can now actually look at his friends, and that's something worth celebrating.
I sure hope seeing me doesn't petrify her. You know, in fear?
Making self-deprecating jokes is a win. It probably shouldn't be, but it is anyway.
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and... I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
That's hella rude. Especially since Kaine let herself be petrified for 5 years to save the village. That's a shit way to show your appreciation.
Occasionally, instead of getting Yonah's diary entry, you'll see entries from Project Gestalt.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
Well, not exactly, but it does act as a fast travel system, and it's still faster than walking or riding a hog.
Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
When Kaine is on the brink of death, her shade takes complete control of her, and... yeah, it's pretty terrifying to fight.
I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak and I'm sad and I'm lonely, but you make me strong. You're my friend and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
Aw, that's sweet and all up in your feels.
Yes. You may color me utterly flabbergasted.
Weiss using sarcasm is a win.
Damn it! Their armor's too strong!
They seem to have developed some manner of bodily protection. It seems these creatures, too, follow the prescripts of evolution.
Stupid evolution. Making my shade-killing job harder.
Just once I would enjoy receiving a quest that can be solved in the general vicinity of the Asker.
Is Yoko Taro in my head? That perfectly sums up any side quest ever. Also some main quests. Also everything because I'm lazy. So fun fact, and this actually is a fun fact, the shipwreck is a side quest added to this newer version of Replicant. It's so fleshed out that it does actually just feel like a normal main quest though, which I thought was delightful.
Oh dear. Look at the bodies. They are all people from town. And, I fear, the missing ferryman.
So yeah, this quest went like this.
Alright, buddy, shit just went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
It's truly tragic as we've gotten to know this mailman and his wife pretty closely.
I am a kraken from the sea.
This is the reason I was impressed with this being a new side quest. How many side quests let you slay a friggin' shade kraken? Damn, you ever get so into a battle you punch off a head?
Did we get it?
I'm gonna guess that's a no. I'm a huge sucker for a slow-mo shot, especially following an explosion.
There was no explosion, you dink.
Hey, an explosion of wood counts.
This is here and now.
Teamwork.
It stopped.
There's a lot to unpack, but it's gonna have to wait for later routes. Have I mentioned how much I like this level of storytelling? Routes B through D is all about getting further context for the events of the game, and it makes it all the more rewarding.
We can never be together. You disgust me.
See? Stuff like this. It's sad to begin with, but knowing the context behind the words makes it hurts all the more. Since I haven't said it until now, I do love the design of the shades. The way they have a yellow gradient color mixed in with the black, and the lines that also pulse, is very unique.
Hey, Kaine.
Yeah?
When you were threatening that shade on the beach the other day, how did you know it was trying to protect the postman?
Just a feeling, I guess.
Kaine can actually understand shades, as she is part shade, and that's something we will get to see in later routes.
I didn't save him so much as just find him.
Humility.
Lannister always pays his debts.
I'm sorta jealous. I wish I was Fira.
You'll find a nice bride someday, Emil.
Huh? Oh, right. Bride.
You must be tired indeed if you misunderstood that simple social nicety.
Yeah, that's not exactly it.
Having 2/3 of your protagonists be gay and intersex? Damn, that's some inclusive progress and I love it. I gotta say, I'm used to deaths in games, but the ones present in here are way more tragic than usual. Damn you, Yoko Taro, and your amazing writing. The first time we hear Fira speak is so touching. She's dying, and the first thing she tells the king is to calm down for his people. Even in death, she's still so caring, and it's just so damn heartbreaking.
I would rethink this course of action, King. Ahead lies a battle you cannot win.
Even though the final words of Fira are to do the opposite of what he's thinking, he's grief-stricken and not thinking straight, which is an accurate description of what would be happening, as well as being the first stage of grief. Hashtag Star-Lord did nothing wrong. At least the advisor is there to talk some sense into him. Granted, he doesn't listen, but at least he takes a moment to make sure his kingdom is fine before running off on his vengeance quest. That's some dedication. He managed to help the king even while keeping all of their rules. You can see the sorrow in Rock's eyes, but don't understand it yet. All in due time.
I believe that young Fira was perfectly content with the life she had. Of course. Does this not sound like what she would say to you? She was terribly proud of her king. And now you must do all you can to honor her memory.
Fira did have a hard life, but she wasn't one to let that bother her. It's truly understandable why the king and the citizens of Facade were so distraught by her murder.
I want you to avenge my brother.
That is a rather ponderous favor.
It's my mission. It's the whole reason I've been creating these weapons for the past 4 years. I don't care about money. I only care about making a weapon strong enough to kill those bastards.
Which bastards?
The ones in the mountain. That little shade and his robot.
The younger brother being left alone after his mother ran off and his brother was killed? Yeah, he lost it. Seriously, does nobody have a happy ending?
It seems we have found the entrance to our robot friend's hideout.
Right. Let's head down.
Are you mad? We've no idea what lies below.
Beats going the long way around.
NieR has a point.
Go. See the world. Must protect. Must fight.
Are we the baddies?
I never realized shades were capable of rational thought.
Some foreshadowing for Project Gestalt.
With the tree defeated, we no longer have to worry about being buried in its world of letters.
Well, for now.
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade.
No! No! You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
Kaine is utterly horrified by what she's done. It's understandable considering the party is under attack, but it's still unforgivable to her. I love the more we see of Kaine, the more layers there are to unfold.
I don't care what she is! She's my sister, and I love her.
Turns out Kaine was right, and in her days of thinking she'd done something monstrous, she got ganked. The shade sucking up all the villagers is horrifying. It's kind of like the scene in Color Out of Space, but an entire village. They're all fused together and in pain. This is honestly one of the most harrowing things in the game. Teamwork.
I'm a fire in my laser.
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
But you saved us. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead.
Emil feels even worse than Kaine did because he actually destroyed an entire village. There's just so much emotions in here. I can't handle it.
We should return to Popola and see if she has any final words for us.
Oh, Weiss. If only you knew.
I marvel at how relatively simple a task this retrieval process proved to be.
Sure, it's simple if you know all the emotional trauma we've experienced, both first and secondhand.
Let's all make it back alive, okay?
You start to realize how good the writing is when everything the characters say is frustrating because you know their fates, and there's no true happy ending for anyone. Something specifically awesome about the final push to Shadowlord's castle is going through the Lost Shrine. It plays Snow and Summer from the introduction, and as you ascend the shrine, it builds to the crescendo of the song until you finally reach the top of the shrine, ending the journey where it started.
Such an ominous sight, and yet I find it strangely nostalgic.
I did mention in my last point, but I'll state it in its own way. I love the ending where it started trope.
Pretty nice digs for a floating magazine.
At least it was free from annoying hussies like yourself.
Popola? Devila? What are you doing here?
Hey, any chance you'll just go back to the village? This is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yonah here, you probably can't get her out.
Devila and Popola showing up here start the beginning of the what the fuck is going on section of the game. Well, even more so than normal.
How did you get here?
Shh. We're asking the questions right now.
Shh. It's making noise.
We're here to rescue Yonah.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad.
Even though they are programmed to protect the Shadow Lord and Project Gestalt, Devil and Popola have grown attached to NieR and don't want to hurt him, but know they must obey orders no matter the cost. You can hear the sorrow in their voices, and again, does nobody get a happy ending?
We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Considering you more directly deal with Popola, it makes sense that she would feel, or at least sound, more sorrowful than Devila. That is not what I was expecting to find in the final boss dungeon.
Bunch of dancing bastards.
They're all shades!
Oh, there we go. That's more like what I was expecting.
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
It's not open yet? Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Lock doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Kaine lives by the mentality of, if violence isn't solving all your problems, then you aren't using enough of it.
Damn no good bullshit bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh!
Kaine could make a sailor blush.
Kaine, are you alright?
I'm fine. Let's just kill shit and move on, alright?
Kaine gets all the best one-liners.
Kasa, Teido to, Chi Iru to Te.
Lannister always pays his debts.
Hey! Stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no! Gi, ato de. Arikurasa. Ako. No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own! Yukuku, o Taoki, aruta, Rito! Kuruto, ko, chi, iru!
The bond between the king and NieR is wonderful. I love the king is so willing to help NieR on his quest, especially since he's so close to the end.
Open the damn door!
This is one of the few times in Part 2 that NieR shows emotion like this, and it hurts to see it. Also, yes, Kaine slapping him out of it is a mega win.
It began 1,300 years ago. Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Project Gestalt is the outcome of Ending E of Drakengard, where humanity essentially split their souls from the shells of their bodies, becoming the shades we've seen up to this point. Yep, we've been eradicating the original humans. Told you this game was fucked up. But wait, there's more. Tune in for the different routes to see.
All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
What are you saying?
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans, I mean, the true humans, are extinct?
No, they still live on. You know them as shades. Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Just in case you decided not to read the document, Devil and Popola spell it out for you. In a cruel twist, not only are Devil and Popola, people who have helped take care of you since childhood, fighting you to the death, but the song that Devil has been singing all game, Song of the Ancients, is the battle theme for this tragic battle. They aren't bad, they're just fulfilling their duties. I can't understate how good all the characters are written, that nobody in the game is wholly good or bad, and they aren't portrayed that way.
Popola, are you crying? No, don't die! You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls. Devila, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it! This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devil! Devil! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone!
I'm not gonna stop praising the character writing because, damn, even though they're both trying to kill our would-be hero, it still makes me tear up. They may be the villains to us, but that doesn't make them devoid of all things that make up our humanity.
Popola. Let's stop this now.
Stop? Stop? Now you want to stop? You think you have the luxury to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to— No one stops! It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Eden Rigel sells the pain Popola is feeling hard.
Please, don't do this, Popola! You and Devila were like parents to me!
Those two have watched the world wither for time immemorial. The cruelness of such a fate is difficult to imagine.
Honestly, cruel seems appropriate to sum up the fates of everyone in NieR. Everyone who lives painful existences, and for what? What's the payoff for all the suffering? Why is it worth moving forward only to suffer?
We will get to that soon enough with the end of Yonah.
Don't want to do this! I don't want to fight her!
Stop bitching and start fighting! It's the only way!
Kaine, master of pep talks. Having the solemn version of Song of the Ancients play, the one that Devila used to play, makes this fight even more tragic than before, since Popola is drowning in sorrow.
It'll be all right. You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. Something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil!
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here! Emil!
Oh dear. Kaine's so unstable, and Weiss can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn. I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
Oh boy, there's a lot to unpack here. Emil shows us even more of his love for his only two friends in the world by sacrificing himself for them. He delves into his self-loathing and how his friends have made him feel less alone than he ever has in his wretched life as an artificial being. I also see the sacrifice as penance for destroying the Aerie. Emil is a being that's full of guilt for his existence, so any action, no matter how small, that can reverse that is something Emil is going to try. I would say, yeah, he solved that problem pretty damn well. Also, ow, my feels again. If you've been paying attention, the Shadow Lord should be awful familiar looking. Kaine is understandably sad about Emil, but you can tell by the look on her face she knows what needs to be done, and stopping to cry isn't going to help anything. The Shadow Lord having a red hue instead of yellow is awesome.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yonah's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him.
That's a hell of a revelation, but Gestalt Yonah is just as pure as Replicant Yonah, and would gladly give her life so that the Replicant can continue living hers.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to... I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that I love you.
She even goes so far to commit suicide for the sake of others. Just, damn, this story got way heavier than I ever realized.
I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance. You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Weiss!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name. Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Weiss.
Weiss. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
In Weiss's final moments, he finally lets down his guard enough to show how much he really cares, by letting the party know that he really did find them just calling him Weiss endearing. As the fight winds down, it becomes melancholy by having the music box version of Shadow Lord playing.
Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her.
This line of advice tragically leads to ending D with NieR.
Gonna stop you right there. Wait until we get to that point.
Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone?
Having to actually type NieR's name out to bring Yonah is an absolutely brilliant way to handle this.
It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it.
Yonah, about that. It's not ideal, but at least Gestalt Yonah and the Shadow Lord were reunited. You know, it was a weird story, but I had a lot of fun playing it. Wait, why is there still time left on this video?
It's not over. There's still 4 more endings to completely finish off the story.
Yay! More playing of NieR!
Having to replay the entirety of Part 2 to get a new ending is exhausting. This particular time isn't as bad because the context you get, but it definitely gets egregious by the time you play Route C and D.
One of the best parts that does make up for having to replay the story is getting to read Kaine and Emil's backstory. This particular story recounts how after Kaine's parents died, she was all on her own until her grandma took her in, and started teaching Kaine how to love herself. And, well, also about how Kaine's grandmother died. Is it just me or is it misty in here? This particular memory is all about how Kaine met Tyran and how she's part Shade. I do love being able to see these characters fleshed out a bit more, so while the replay is a tad annoying, you at least get new information.
I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
Getting to see interactions between Kaine and Emil is heartwarming. Like, you know the whole game that they have a bond, but it's something else getting to see how they bond when being outside of the gates of the village.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right?
Looking on the positive side of things.
Say there, can you not hear me? Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
The World of the Recycled Vessel DLC is a diary left behind by NieR's mother, and it chronicles the last of her days before succumbing to insanity, and also telling the ending of Drakengard that led to the plague that started the series off. Confused? Me too! Also, as a fun little aside, you get to play as father, NieR. It also contains bitchin' remakes of the songs you hear in the game, as well as being a challenge gauntlet. Another fun feature of Route B is being able to understand the Shades and just how terrible of a person you are. Seriously, all the Shades you fight are, you know, the true humans, and their stories are tragic as hell. Just like this, Gretel is depressed because it has no purpose, and it's heartbreaking to think that we possibly just might be the bad guy.
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Another fun feature of Route B is getting to hear Tyran speak. All those times Kaine seemed to be talking to herself? Yeah, she was actually talking to Tyran, and they actually get interesting conversations. Gretel used to treat the other Shades badly because it was arrogant, and granted NieR is on his way to kill it, at least some peace was made before its death.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Yeah, we're definitely the bad guys.
Damn! Where'd they go? Get him! Don't let him escape! I see something over there! Here! They're in here!
Wow, the absolute gut punch of finding out that Khalil was just a child missing its mother is just horrible. Maybe I should have stopped at Route A. I feel like a monster.
A large seagoing vessel that carries freight and passengers over bodies of water.
Aw, that's cute. And heartbreaking.
Ugh, this poison sucks. Still can't feel my arms and legs.
I feel great.
Man, you must have a cast iron stomach, Kaine.
The hussy's internal organs are as filthy as her mouth.
Why do you have to be such a shithead all the time, Book?
Khalil, together, BB, alone, BB, cry.
It's so sad. But at least they can be together in the afterlife?
I don't think mechs go to the afterlife.
Well, you're an extra bastard in this video, aren't you?
That man simply hops from one woman to the next, does he not?
He's been cheating this whole time? That's just terrible.
Doubtless he will end up suffering at the hands of one of his paramours sooner or later.
I don't think he means any harm. This kind of thing just happens with attractive guys.
That's awful! What if a man did that to you, Kaine?
He'd wake up a little less man than he used to be.
Change my mind. Cheating is always wrong.
I might mention how Kaine is the absolute best. There's a trophy room of sorts, reminding you of your adventures. I won the NieR Automata outfits already, but Kaine gets a win for A2's outfit. Something new for Replicant version 1.22 is Emil's story with Halua, as well as what is going through his mind after the events of the Eri, and boy, is it equally as devastating to read as Kaine's story. Yeah, I can see why the wolves are pissed. So, fun fact, and yes, this one actually is, apparently animals can go Gestalt as well, as it appears Rock used to be a pet dog at one point in time. Jeez, that's so horrible. Of all the shade battles, I think this one hits me the hardest. The wolves are just trying to live in peace while Facade attacks them, and finally they snap and say they've had enough and retaliate. Does anyone have a towel? Someone cried all over my keyboard. Rock embodies Joker's all it takes is one bad day mentality, and I gotta say, he rightly deserves it. Remember what I said earlier? You can see the sorrow in Rock's eyes, but don't understand it yet. All in due time. It's so damn tragic, I can't help but be moved.
But you must endure. Go, live, and think of me again. Thank you for being my friend.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Where are we?
I don't know. Never seen this place before.
You get to visit the area in the beginning, albeit through a psychic vision type thing from the fortune teller, but it's still a cool thing to see from a lore and gameplay standpoint. Okay, now we get to add baby killing to our ever-increasing list of crimes.
We don't need forgiveness, asshole.
Killing all the babies is a good reason as any to turn into a giant boar and go on a rampage. You know, outside of being a cool mini-boss.
Hey, Sunshine. I ain't certain about this, but I think your heart is evolving. The hate is gone. The sadness is gone. It's just a bunch of white light now. What the hell's going on here?
You can't tell, Tyler. You're not the only voice in my life anymore. I've experienced fear, hate, and no sympathy. I'm a curse, a freak. I know that. But guess what? He still accepts me. He still forgives me.
Oh, come on. You're doing this for him?
I'm tired of this world, and everybody in it. But I'll become his sword one last time.
I love that we get to see this amount of growth from Kaine. She originally wanted nothing to do with anyone, but came to completely love NieR and be loved in return. She learned not everyone was out to get her or wanted to abuse her, and that's just beautiful.
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her.
Now that we can understand Shades, it's truly heartbreaking knowing the full context of why Gestalt Yonah killed herself.
I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now come on! Let's finish this!
The sad part about this is we can see how grief-stricken Shadowlord is after Yonah committed suicide, but we're still kicking his teeth in because of a stupid language barrier.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live!
It's deliciously ironic that they're both talking about the same thing, just from opposing sides. The acceptance of Shadowlord, and NieR having to steel himself to his resolve, is so powerful, especially since there are no words exchanged. This is why I keep harping on how tragic this entire story is. NieR thought he was the hero this whole time, but in reality he wasn't. Neither of them were wholly hero or villain. It's all about the side of the line you're standing on, what perception you have. I'll never not harp on just how amazing the writing is by Yoko Taro when you can make me feel for a shadow creature that up until now has been touted to be the main villain of the game. You know you've done something great.
Thanks for always being there for me. Oh, here. I brought your hat.
Thanks, Yonah.
Even if it's not a happy ending, they at least get to be reunited.
Ow! Ow! Wow! That was crazy! I can't believe how well my sister's body holds up!
Emil's alive!
I sure hope Kaine and Weiss haven't killed each other yet. I swear, you leave him alone for 1 minute.
Even after exploding and existing as just a head, he's still such a good friend. Emil is precious and must be protected at all costs. Another new section added to Replicant version 1.22 is a handful of these Devil and Popola sections.
While enlightening, they don't add anything to the story that we don't already know. They could have easily been added to the Walk to the Shadow Lord's room since they are long hallways. As much as neither of us mind replaying games, having to replay entire sections for tiny crumbs of new content is not ideal.
Hey there, Louise. Say, where'd you get that red bag?
The reason I waited until Route C to really talk about the Little Mermaid quest is it has the most context attached to it, and boy does it get sad.
Yeah, but what else is new?
Oh, I see. You don't like sunlight. Guess your eyes are pretty sensitive after spending all this time in the dark, huh?
Yeah, that's the reason.
Why did things turn out like this? Did he leave because of his body? I just want to be able to talk with him. I don't want him to be afraid of me. I don't want him to hate me. I want to meet him in a human form.
Louisa's story is like many other shades from what we've learned so far. Just marred in tragedy and sorrow. All she wanted was to be human again and have friends.
So, if I can just eat more people, maybe then I can become a human.
I don't think it works like that.
That shade's got some kind of hard-on for it. We should take him hostage.
Shut your yap. I'm not in the business of using my blades on people.
The tragedy of Louise makes me happy that NieR got remastered, as this was something that wasn't in the original game, but I feel like it makes the game more than it was originally.
But goddamn, we had fun, huh? Killing and killing and more killing. What a rush.
Yeah.
Wait. No! No, no, no! It wasn't fun at all! I turned you into a killing machine. I spread evil and chaos around the world. But it all feels so empty now. Why? I don't understand.
Sorry. Looks like you stayed inside me for a little too long. Sunshine.
Stop! Don't be nice to me! Don't make me feel like this!
Aw, it turns out in the end Tyran had a heart after all and is afraid of mortality just like everyone else. How many times have I said tragic in the script? It's gotta be a lot at this point.
Emil is gone, alright? So there's no way anyone can stop me. Please. Before it comes to that, I want you to kill me.
The final moments of Kaine are marked by her completing the character arc she started all those years ago when she first met NieR, with the selfless act of putting her down so she doesn't hurt the people she cares about. As awesome as Kaine looks, it hurts to see her like this.
We made it this far because you were with us, Kaine. I'm who I am today because of you. I'm not going to give up on you.
You can hear in his voice that NieR's trying to talk himself out of doing what he must, even though he knows he has no other choice.
Now, if you want to save your precious Kaine, there are two ways to do it. One is to plunge your sword into her chest. That's what she wants after all. Freedom from burdens, freedom from life.
What's the other way?
The other way is to make her a normal human being again. But to make that happen, you gotta trade your own existence for hers. Well, there you go. Good luck with that.
Tyran gives us a no-win situation for saving Kaine, and it's just so...
I swear, if you say tragic one more time, I'm going to brain you.
Hey, you said it, not me. At least NieR got to show her an act of love before putting her out of her misery.
Thanks to you, Kaine has been forgiven and saved. Oh, wait. She had a final message for you.
Thank you.
Appreciation.
We'll always be together.
That gesture is just over the top. It's too much. I can't take it!
You'll disappear from this world. Your sister, your friends, everyone in your life will forget you. You and any sign that you ever existed will be erased. But in exchange, Kaine will return to her mortal life.
That is a hell of a self-sacrifice. At least the game goes through all the prompts, making absolute sure you know what you're doing. It's one thing to sacrifice yourself. It's another thing to sacrifice your save data for it. It's on a completely different plane of reality to literally watch your adventure, everything you did to be completely erased from existing.
Yonah?
It was you, the one who helped me, I mean. Wasn't it?
NieR keeps its promise by showing you immediately that nobody, not your sister, nor the woman who journeyed with you, remembers who you are. Apparently, they're allowed to keep vivid flashes of NieR, which is both good and heartbreaking.
What's wrong?
Huh?
I mean, you defeated the Shadow Lord and everything, but you don't look happy.
Well, of course not. She lost the love of her life and barely remembers him. A nice touch is, after erasing yourself, the actors that played NieR all have their names in the credits, but what role they played is missing, since NieR no longer exists. It's still something remarkable to have your entire save deleted and not be able to use the name you had originally picked out. I guess the game really is over. Well, it was such a fun adventure, I may as well start again.
Kaine, over here! Don't give up! You're stronger than that! Don't you dare give up now!
This woman is more trouble than she's worth.
That's it. Come on!
Okay, that's not how it went before. Even Yonah's diary entries are different, with her wanting to talk to Kaine, not NieR.
Again. There's that dream again. Every time I wake up from it filled with pain and sadness. With this feeling like I've somehow forgotten something extremely important.
It's not fully explained how Kaine still remembers NieR, but I'm guessing since they went through so much, he can't be entirely removed from her head. Whatever the explanation ends up being, it's a great way to start off the newly introduced Route E to Replicant version 1.22.
Somehow it's been 3 whole years since I saved Yonah. That was supposed to be it. Goal achieved. Game over.
Is that a meta joke about the original game?
Not exactly the restful sleep I was hoping for. Damn it. Guess I'll go kill some shit.
Kaine doesn't need caffeine to wake her up in the morning, just some good old shade slaying. I love that because it's Kaine, her special attacks have profanity in them. Also, while it's a bummer we don't get to use her special magic, it makes sense since that would be something she could use because of Tyran. Playing as Kaine is so fun. The best comparison that can be made would be unlocking Virgil to play as in Devil May Cry. She's so brutal with fighting, it's almost more fun to dick around in the field than actually progressing with the story.
Alright, fuck off and die, you pervy little shit!
Creepy bastard must have a death wish or something.
If you decide to be a perv, Kaine makes sure you know your place.
You brought an end to Project Gestalt. You killed the original Gestalt. Now the remaining Gestalts run wild because they have nowhere left to go. Your actions have caused the deaths of countless replicants.
The wild thing is, by saving the day, your very band of heroes actually caused the destruction of humanity. Having this kind of mindfuck is wild, and not something seen very often in any media. I feel like Kaine would be the kind of person to skip cutscenes and get right into the action.
We have reproduced you at the point in your journey in which you were strongest.
That is awesome and terrifying.
A massive forest of memories coalesced by the triumphs of quantum mechanics and massive research. A forest that records anything and everything about the world.
If you wanted me to follow any of this, you're gonna be real fucking disappointed.
Your comprehension is unnecessary. There is still much fun to be had. We have finally come to an end.
God damn, you're annoying. I want to tear these freaks apart, eat the pieces, and shit them into a trash can!
Kaine's vulgarity continues to be one of my favorite character traits of hers. She just gets so colorful.
Kaine! Are you okay?
Emil to the rescue.
I'll take care of the magic circle. You focus on kicking some Kaine butt. I mean, the other Kaine's butts. Not your Kaine butt. You, the real Kaine.
Yeah, I get it, Emil. Just focus.
I'm kicking my ass, DEDMan!
I was worried, you know?
Aw, Kaine. But look at us now. Team Camille, back together again.
Yeah, I guess so.
Team names! Things got very automata in here very quickly.
Do you suffer? Are you pained?
Shut the fuck up!
You pathetic fucking shit horse! Just die already!
You have to go in and debug yourself to restore your memories of NieR, and that's as good a reason as any to play through a boss rush.
This is the deepest place in your memories. Memories you had sealed away. And this one is your worst memory.
Motherfucker.
Of course, Hook makes perfect sense in being her worst memory, but it's also one of her greatest sources of relief thanks to NieR, so this is the most appropriate boss for her to fight to regain her memories of NieR.
I'll kill you as many times as it takes. You goddamn shit fucking despicable piece of garbage! Shut your goddamn traps for one goddamn second and let me kill it already! Get the fuck down here, you worthless, piss-guzzling shit rag!
I say, can you hear me? Now then, you wish to get him back, hmm? For the love of all the heavens, I always did know you were a handful. Are you truly so daft that you have already forgotten one of your beloved traveling companions and friends? Do hurry back now, hussy.
Weiss pulling Kaine out of the darkness to save NieR is win-worthy.
What is the matter? Do you still not remember? You've not time to become lost in your thoughts.
Right. Okay. Let's get him back!
Weiss and Kaine team up. It's all the better with Kaine's theme increasing intensity in the background.
Hey, Weiss.
Yes?
Thanks.
Have you been in your cups again?
Fuck your face.
Ah, that's more like it.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! I already made up my mind. Nobody tells me what to do. I swore I would be a sword. I swore that I would be your sword. Do you hear me? So I am going to get you back, and I don't care what it takes.
Who the fuck do you think you are to just up and disappear like that, huh? I'm the one who gets to decide what my life means to me. It's my life, and I'll do whatever I want with it. So quit wasting time like a brainless fuckwit and get your ass back here now!
Laura Bailey absolutely kills the role of Kaine. The volume of emotions you can feel coming from her performance all game is amazing, but I love this section the most. I love we're back where we started, with you having to put your save data's name in to restore NieR. Now we get to see our journal be physically restored.
Our journey may have been meaningless.
Our past may have been a mistake.
But we're not going back.
Even if this world comes to an end.
Because this is the world with the people we cherish.
This is such a bittersweet ending, and I love it. NieR is restored, but at the cost of no memories they shared about their journey in defeating the Shadow Lord. The three of them also managed to cause an apocalyptic end to humanity, but until they die out, at least they have each other. NieR's name is restored in the credits. A nice touch with finishing ending E is the main menu changing from the lunar tier to having the trio's weapons in its place. I have no idea how to tackle this review, so I'm just gonna ramble on like I normally do. NieR Replicant is easily one of the best games I have ever played. All of the things I talked about through this video barely scratch the surface of this astonishingly deep lore, so I beg you, please, play the game. Listen to the radio dramas. Play Drakengard. Read the extra source material, because there is far too much to ever cover in one sitting, and the world is so much deeper and interesting than I could ever cover. This is one of those series that I'm kicking myself for not starting sooner. As of publishing, I still haven't played Drakengard, but I'll be fixing that soon enough. 2021 was the first time I'd ever played a Yoko Taro game, but I am hooked now. So hooked that I immediately bought Voice of Cards just on his name being attached to the project. I said tragic or tragedy 16 times in the Everything Great About portion because it is a tragedy through and through. I'll touch upon it a bit more in my Automata review, but these stories have some of the best endings in any medium I've ever consumed. No other series has made me care about people this much that caused the end of the world. As I'm sure you can tell by how I never shut up about her, Kaine is my favorite. Not only does she have the biggest character arc out of everyone, but yeah, her being the biggest potty mouth ever is hilarious. And I love it. That was probably obvious when I just kept making the ding sound during Route E. Speaking of routes, I love how the story is set up, making you play through multiple times to really get the full context behind everything. First go round is your typical fantasy story. Second run through, it's flipped completely around, with you realizing just how awful what you're doing is. Every single shade was a person at some point, and listening to their stories makes everything so, well, tragic. My only thing that I would change is make it to where you don't have to replay part 2 every single time you go to get to the next round. You know, if you have all the weapons, then you can start at the end of Shadowlord's castle for the ending to Route C. And for Route D, you know, just start you off at either the Shadowlord fight, just to play it again, or just put you at the choice to choose whether to save Kaine or kill her. NieR Automata did that, and that was a good fix. I just wish it would have been implemented better for this remake. The music is honestly what made me really want to play the game before I really knew anything about it. This is one of the few video game OSTs that I feel is amazing from start to finish. There is not a single bad track. Keiichi Okabe honestly shot to my second favorite composer because of this OST. You get soundtracks like God of War that mostly sound the same with some extra variations here and there, but every track is unique from the last, and if it's used more than once, such as Song of the Ancients, it's changed in such a way that feels like a new song. The gameplay has been noticeably improved from the original. I don't think Gestalt plays bad by any means, but it is a little stiff when going back to it. It's very fun to swing and twirl around using lances or to overpower regular enemies with the greatsword. The magic is also extremely fun to use, with there being a wide variety to tailor to your specific playstyle. The graphics look fine to me, but I hear a lot of the older fans like the older style better. It's gonna be personal preference on what you prefer, but the remaster looks amazing to me. There are parts where it's a tad too bright and washed out, but I do think Weiss looked better when he wasn't super shiny. But overall, the game looks great. In closing, I just cannot stress how great this game is, and I want everyone to know about it. It's seriously taken me over, and I'll be kicking myself forever for not playing this game sooner. But hey, now that Replicant version 1.22 is out, more people can enjoy this enhanced classic, and if you can, I'd still check out the original. Yeah, it's a little clunky, but it's still breathtakingly beautiful and deserves your love. Thank you for watching, and try not to go Gestalt out there.
You'll disappear from this world. Your sister, your friends, everyone in your life will forget you. You, and any sign that you ever existed, will be erased. But in exchange, Kaine will return to her mortal life.
You're going to stop talking now. And then I'm going to slowly walk over to you, cram my hand inside your chest, and pull out your heart!